Hello, my name is John, and today we'll be reading Workers Arise! The U.S. Supreme Court has cut away your chains. June 28th, 2018 by Lloyd Billingsley on Front Page Magazine. The U.S. Supreme Court Wednesday ruled 5-4 that government employee unions cannot force non-members such as Mark Janus, an Illinois state employee, to pay agency fees to American Federation of State, County, and Municipal Employees, a powerful government employee union. This procedure violates the First Amendment and cannot continue, Justice Samuel Alito's majority opinion states. Neither an agency fee nor any other payment to the union may be deducted from a non-member's wages, nor may any other attempt be made to collect such a payment, unless employee affirmatively consents to pay. President Trump was quick to respond in a tweet. Supreme Court rules in favor of non-union workers who are now, as an example, able to support a candidate of his or her choice without having those who control the union deciding for them. Big loss for the coffers of the Democrats. Democrat National Committee Chairman Tom Perez, Labor Secretary for POTUS 44, responded in USA Today that Republicans stole a Supreme Court seat to get decisions like Janus that help corporations and hurt unions and workers. Fight back by voting this fall. So in the view of the DNC boss, President Trump stole the Supreme Court seat now occupied by Neil Gorsuch. To do that, the president had to steal the 2016 election, which the Democrats are still contending despite zero evidence to back it up. For the DNC's Perez, the decision in Janus versus AFSCME was one of the most blatant and disgraceful examples of union busting in our nation's history, and conservative justices on the Supreme Court took aim at the heart of public sector unions in America. Make no mistake, Perez wrote, the nomination of Neil Gorsuch was first and foremost about winning the Janus case and taking rights away from workers. Attacking unions is one of the most powerful tactics in the Republican playbook to enrich their wealthy friends at the expense of working people, Perez wrote. And the Trump administration has only worsened the assault on the labor community. On the other hand, when Democrats get out to vote, we protect working families, especially communities of color. For the DNC boss, Democrats know that unions are the backbone of the American middle class, and besides, public approval for unions is soaring, especially among young people. So the fight is far from over, and so on. But as Sam Kinison said in Back to School, is he right? According to the Federal Bureau of Labor Statistics, only 10.7% of U.S. wage and salary workers are union members. Soaring? So a full 89.3% of workers, the vast majority, are not union members. Declining, actually. In 1983, the first year for which comparable data are available, a full 79.9% of Americans, still the vast majority, were not union members. They represented a minority of only 20.1%. The constant decline hardly indicates surging interest in unions on the part of young people, but there's more to it. With only 10.7% of the workforce, unions have no claim to represent labor as the old line established media have it, much less the workers. By current numbers, unions are a special interest. Unions are a special interest, looking out for themselves. And that carries serious implications for the public at large. In the government sector, according to the Bureau of Labor, BLS, 34.4% of workers are union members, slightly more than one-third. So 65.6% of government workers, a strong majority of nearly two-thirds, are not union members. Yet AFSCME and other government unions have been grabbing money out of workers' pockets. The Supreme Court says they can't do that anymore. That is good for the workers, but displeases Justice Elena Kagan. The First Amendment was meant for better things, the POTUS 44 nominee said in her dissent. It was not meant to undermine but to protect democratic governance, including over the role of public sector unions. Clearly, liberal justices are in the tank for government unions. A bad idea from the start. Collective bargaining, said President Theodore Delano Roosevelt, cannot be translated into public service. Independent sector unions sought to get workers more of the profits, but government unions negotiate for more tax money. When they strike against taxpayers who do not vote for the government union bosses and can't resort to Fred's government down the street. Government employee unions also protect incompetence and made it practically impossible for government to fire anybody. That aids politicians who deploy government workers for partisan purposes, as in the FBI targeting scandal, Fast and Furious, and the deep state plot to clear Hillary Clinton and frame Donald Trump. With the retirement of Justice Anthony Kennedy, President Trump has a chance to secure a stronger conservative majority. Among other things, that court should aim to secure full parental choice in education for all as a matter of basic civil rights. In the meantime, the U.S. Supreme Court slaps away the greedy hand of government unions and allows workers to spend their own money as they see fit. Hard to blame workers, taxpayers, and the public for seeing that as a victory. This video is a production of the School of the White Crane. My name is John Brooker, and you can communicate with me through commentary on this video or through my Gmail listed here. Please share this video with family and friends and on social media. May God richly bless you, my beloved.